This was a school that I started about 2 years ago. This is also the same school that I just recently closed. Now that I closed the school, I'm thinking about what can I do next? The school I started aligns completely with not doing subject-based learning. This school, right there, that was an inquiry-based school, interdisciplinary really, and what that means is we flipped school upside down. Instead of subjects and going to math for 50 minutes and then going to social studies for 50 minutes and a bell going and then subject after subject after subject, this middle school was more about giving kids permission to find their own interests and helping them dive deeper into their own knowledge. Anytime you're starting something new, it usually takes some time. Sometimes you get inspired and jazzed up about something, but you still need to give it some time to percolate and rest before really the true gem of the idea starts to come out and go somewhere. I did this back in the Y2K era. This was Everclear Solution back around late 1990s, early 2000s. And basically it was Canada's second Windows-based point-of-sale system. But it took me months to figure this stuff out. It took me a long time of talking to a variety of people and trying to figure out what is it that retail store owners actually really needed. Like, what did they need? What did they really want? Some of the weapons that I use to start on any new idea. These are my two favorite weapons of all time. Writing in my book and drawing bigger things with a black Felty. Felty? Sharpie. This is a Sharpie. Sharpie. And ideas are already starting to form and percolate. But still, I don't know if the right thing is going to end up coming out of this process. But during these times, I've also been able to spend a little bit more time with my son. Hey Ethan, it's super sunny out. That pool looks warm. Pushing me over.
You spin around, you laugh to yourself, and I see you shine in every color, resting your head.
You always gotta have water guns in the pool.
You sing.
That pool was fun. A lot of good times in that pool, but it was a little bit chilly. So what do I do when I kind of want to brainstorm and get things going? I mean, brainstorming, what does that mean anyway? I'm not even really sure. I think everybody does it a little bit differently. But here's what I end up doing when I start getting into this phase. There really is power to the pen, and it really helps me understand myself after I've been through something. It helps me rewind, undo some of the pieces that may have been done, learn from the lessons that my failures and the things I need to do better for the next time. And it's allowing me to make connections to dots, ideas and concepts that I had maybe never have made before. Here, let me explain. Usually a diagram is better for this is where the Sharpie really comes in well. Design thinking. So I really do believe in the concept of design thinking. Comes in very many different forms, but here, look, you want to start off and having an idea, and this whole thing starts to bounce around. You start to discover different things, and then one day you get a really cool idea that pops up. But that's never the end. And then it keeps going like this, and you bounce around, and you think maybe it's a good idea. And then a second dot comes along, and you end up joining that one with the other one, and then something else happens, and then something from your original idea comes back. And anyways, as you start to go, it starts to level off until you get back down to really what the core idea or the core concept is out of that idea. 3 things that I consider. Okay, first one is not knowing the answers. When you're going through a process like this in creativity, you don't know how it's going to end up. You don't know what the end result's going to look like. You're just trying to be really curious and navigate through something that it's like fog. You're driving through fog, you're not exactly sure where it's going to go, but you got your high beams on, or you don't have your high beams on, you got your fog lights on so you can see the edges of the road and you know where your boundaries are, but really where you're going, you don't really know too far in front. And the second one is about thinking bigger and differently than what is typical. So bigger can mean you're taking a product or an idea or a service that's already there and expanding it out to other countries or other languages or other types of people. So it's just thinking bigger, expanding things out or differently. Take motorcycles for an example. So motorcycles, 2 wheels. Imagine what if we made 3 wheels. Why don't we add 3 wheels? We can add 4, but then it's just a car. But if you add 3 wheels, maybe then it's something different. It's like a tricycle, but how can we make that for an adult? Wait a second, people have already done that. And so add a wheel to your next idea and see where that goes. Focus. And the third and last one, it's looking at what people actually need or what they could be entertained by. There are so many people that come up with stuff that people have no interest in, and they're just coming up with it because they think it's a cool idea and they want to get it out and they want other people to like their idea. But you really have to look at it from what they want. This is all about creating things that can serve other people. Create something in the world, bring something out into the world that other people want. Okay, there's my 3 things for the design thinking process that I walk through. It's part of my thinking, it's part of my base process, it's what I do. I feel better now that we've walked through that. Now I have to go pick up somebody and take them home. And maybe rule number 4 is sometimes you just need to get out in nature. This is an awesome place to be. I'm just really fortunate to be in such a close place to a lovely park like this. I don't know, like touch nature and be outside in the greenery. It's true, it helps. And I want to thank you guys for watching because really this started me thinking about those 3 rules that I had, and I wouldn't have really gone through this again if it weren't for you guys. So I really appreciate doing that. 4th rule will add, can that focus? It's not going to focus for me. Walk in nature. Maybe I have to put close to my face, I don't know. Walk in nature, number 4. I don't know which one of these 3 really resonates for you guys. Like which one is maybe the hardest one for you to look at and try and do when you're thinking through looking at starting something new. I really do think now is the time to start to reinvent yourself, find something new to deploy out there, create a new product, expand the existing stuff that you're already doing. Now is the time. We really have time to reflect and time to take a decompression moment from our usual standard, all the tasks and busyness that we just really became accustomed to over the years. So now is a really good time to restart. And while you're restarting, I'm going to enjoy a little bit more of this nature.